we are going to do a walkthrough of Mega-Splime. So if you've been feeling like this guy a little bit, frustrated, angry, confused, I'm going to go a bit, I'm going to go slower than a speed run because I think it's helpful to just talk out some of my thought process and what I'm thinking about doing. Because the harvester is really exposed in a lot of these maps. So I just want to help maybe some players who have been trying to beat this, and maybe a different perspective will help. But yeah, the blight cleansings in this one can really mess you up. So I do want to do those and show you what my reactions to those will be. So let's get into it. So the Mega-Splime is part of Chapter 2 Intermediate. I believe this is when the Honey Bear was introduced, was when these came out. Okay, so we are going to pick Honey Bear. Alpha Corgi, I did go through a couple times with him. He's since been buffed, so he could be a perfectly good ally as well here, but we're going to stick to Honey Bear. You get to pick all 8 infusions here, which is quite nice. So you get a real variety. Now, you're only going to get 4 at a time. You can select. And as far as I know, that's completely randomized. But the general things that I do here is I generally try to get what I found helpful personally is getting, because they kind of start you off with these two. So I generally try to get something like this going. But it's going to depend on those blight cleansings. So I think it's helpful to do the cleanse blight and see what you have available to you here. Because sometimes you don't have really anything here, and that's pretty painful. Because right now it's not a big issue. But when you have someone coming up here or here, they're gunning for this side. And I see this, and it's like, okay, even though these are kind of maybe obvious spots to start at, I certainly will put some stuff there. But let me see what this does, because I need to start walling this up, and you might very well get a rock here. No rock, but at least I cleared up one spot. I'll take it, right? I won't necessarily fill it here, because this isn't really a hard run. But I also don't have a Thorny. If you don't get a Thorny here, I found Ice Thistle to be really effective, because he'll freeze the Mega-Splimes. And the Mega-Splime, the Double Splime, and then Honey Bear can one-shot it once it's frozen. I need some cleanup. I'm going to want someone with some decent attack speed. That's 1. I'll take that. And they're slow down. Okay, so I think this is a formidable enough team. I'll go ahead and not use that last energy. It gets a little congested. Ooh. Ooh. Wow, nice. That was really cool. Ice Thistle was cleaning up, and then Honey Bear just smacked the Double Splime. But if you can do a Thorny too, I think Thorny at level 2 would be really good for that as well, but you have to watch out for those Double Splimes. Now here, I want to do my Blight Cleansings, because I think early game in this, I really want to inform that path. Start carving that out, and I'm really getting close to that at this point. See that? I don't have to. Now this is awesome, because that's going to be important for the next wave. Here, it's like, okay, well, it's not going to be, it's bugs and Double Splimes. It's not super scary, but I do need to figure out, can I get these guys involved? And it's going to depend on my blight cleansings. And look at that. There's nothing down here, which is like, okay, that's what you get, you know, but I can do this, and I can maybe do, look at that. I don't want Thorny there necessarily long term. I was kind of thinking of him up here, but for at least this run, I'm totally cool with this. I think this is really a good use of a watering, and I feel really good about this. Honey Bear's kind of just blocking it up right now, and I wouldn't mind doing something a little extra here, because I do need to block this up eventually anyway. Though they think, yeah, what's going to be interesting is for the next round, I'll just show you what I'm thinking here. For the next round, because what I want these guys to do, a tiny line. Let's do this one. I want them to have to go around. They'll at least have to do, I need to at least give them this. Something like this. But guess what? Thorny's in the way because I can't do this. That's a violation, right? So, I'll need to move Thorny after this round. So he's kind of just there temporarily, and I'm okay with that. All right. But for this round, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna, I'm thinking this and a Blast Art. Oh, I could have done Tema. I wouldn't have minded a Tema Herb because I think this is like a pretty strong defense. So I kind of regret that. I would have wanted a Tema Herb there because, I mean, he'll help out, but I'm really not concerned with these three and Honey Bear slowing them down. I mean, these are also slowing them down, so they're gonna really struggle to get through, I think. Even with that slime. Ooh, they're getting pretty close there, though. Not bad. I think they killed it, but I was being extra careful. But at least we're in a good spot where I gotta move Thorny, because if I start cleansing, I kind of have to cleanse a Blight to move him. But keep in mind, if you're cleansing Blight, it's basing its decisions. Part of its constraints is it can't make an impasse. But I still don't really have anything up there, but I'll at least put this here. Okay, I don't have this yet, but I can at least move Thorny up here for the time being. Let me see what my other Blight cleansings are, though. Oh, it's right in the spot I like. And so it's a little bit of a risk here because you have to count what you have to spend on. I definitely want to block... I don't want these guys coming in to the right. So 1, 2, 3. I have 5 energy. I would plant a seed. That'd be 4. Move Thorny. And then I'm here, and then 5. So looking at that, I'm spent out. Okay? Which means like I was thinking of doing another Blight cleansing or something, but that's gonna bury me. So I'll do the order that I laid out. So what I was thinking is 1, 2, 3. There's still one to come through there. Not good. So I need to do 4. Move him. That didn't cost anything, that move. And then I'm going to go here. Bang. Okay. And this is kind of cool. Blastoise actually here. That actually worked out because he's going to be helping out. I could certainly move him later. I guess I'll get to that. Let's run this wave. But like, this isn't like the perfect situation, but it's a very good situation because now look at Blastoise. He's able to help out so much. He's gonna redirect his attention up here. Woo! Oh, they got it right. So again, this isn't perfect. I might incur some hits here. Oh, I was optimistically hoping for no damage, but it seems like when you get 2 Mega-Splimes, like they come through right at the end. Yeah, the 4th one of a set of 4 comes through. So this wasn't perfect. Thorny's not in a great spot. I mean, he has 2 and 2, which is pretty good, but I really want him up here. They still don't give me that, right? But now the path is laid out. But I can also like temporarily do like Honey Bear up here to be really that key piece, and maybe on the final wave, then I can move Thorny up. The benefit of him down here too is I can water, and it's a very efficient watering. But I need to block this up for now. What do we have? We have double Splimes. So like the real emphasis of this whole run is Splimes. That's why I love Thorny, especially for it. So let's see what we can do. I haven't been doing double damage, right? And that's a bit of a... It's hurting me. So I really want to get one on the map here where I want him. Sooner rather than later. But I can't cleanse Blight. This wouldn't be bad, but then these guys aren't getting necessarily double damaged. So I think what I'm going to do is move him over. Get the Dark Creeper in there. I definitely want a watering for all these guys. Tema Herb I think I'm going to do just to get that extra energy for the final round. I think that'll help me. I think I'm happy with that. I feel pretty good about it. Honey Bear's more involved. What would be nice, maybe I could have like put Blast Word up here because he could start blasting them while they're slowed down. But he's going to be doing some good work down here. Sapweed also gets to be involved down here while we're kind of keeping this all slowed down. Not a lot's going to get through this. Right, so Sapweed can really just focus down there primarily. Yeah, I don't even think he looked up. I mean, look at that. They're already, like, mauled by just these two guys. And now double damage on Thorny, so that's really powerful. These guys have a heck of a long road trip. So they're going to be all beat up by the time they even get around the corner. But I still really do want my... Whoa. I can still do what I want. And I think now it kind of is going to... They're either going to... We'll see. Let's see. I'm thinking like I want it to be here. But they might put a rock here or here. Yes. Okay, so that's really good. This is a golden path. And I'm wondering, like, where does Honeybear go? I might want to put Honeybear here. Because otherwise, it's like, there's so many rocks at this point. There's so little pathing for Honeybear. Though I could do something like this. And my thought process there is Blastwork can be really having a party. And be watered. This is a nice little win if I have some extra. Because that bottom right... I'm pointing to the screen as if you can see. If I block that, because right now the bottom right, and these are just kind of little things, but I think they can add up, is instead of them going that way, I can have them do that. So it lets these two hit them more. Right, and that costs 1, which isn't too bad. I could put a muscle branch there. If I had 4 energy, I would definitely do that, but I'm really needing to water this guy. Like, that's top priority for me. Be mindful of where you water, right? Because you could be like, oh, I'll put it right here. But think about here. You'll never put anything here, here, or here. Put your water here or here, because then you can put something there maybe on the next round, and get a little extra water there. And then it's like, yeah, I might as well do this, or Muscle Branch. I think Muscle Branch will be quite effective here. It says the Slimelings that come from the top, so Muscle Branch there isn't really the greatest thing. So you know what? I'm gonna probably do... I'll do this. I was thinking of putting him there, but I'm happy with this pathing. Really, the key players are getting watered. Feel really good about this. Oh, and that's beautiful. Look at the Honeybear. I didn't plan that, but he's actually mauling the double Splimes. Look, he healed 4 on his own. Look at that. That just worked out really well. That's beautiful. That is really, really nice. So it's gonna lower the burden on Thorny. He can... Look at that. They didn't even, no one got past here. Oh, and that was the last wave. I was like ready for another. So that's one. That's the approach I generally take, is I can generally get that pathing to happen, but it takes some planning ahead and cleansing Blight ahead of time around your incubator, because it's so exposed. If you, like, I always check Cleanse Blight pretty much every round and go, okay, is there a nice spot for me, even if I don't want to start putting seeds down right away? Because if there's a spot where you're like, oh man, I need to Cleanse Blight here, and you don't have anything to Cleanse Blight, you're kind of forced to do 2 cleansings, which is really, really not good, generally. All right, so I can remove 1 to heal. I'm okay. I lost 4 there. I'm going to select up to 2. I like getting 2 Dark Creepers because the map is so spread out, generally. But for this level, I think getting 2 Thornies is really, really powerful. I wouldn't mind a Tema Herb here. You know what? I'm going to do a Tema because I do like extra energy to kind of mold the map. But you can certainly do Dark Creeper. I like to have 2 Dark Creepers on the final level. Alright, so this guy's really exposed. My general take on this, I'm sure there's different opinions, but well, this one's all gas vent, so like I think a huge thing here is a gas vent. If you get Slimelings to move through, and they're going to have a lot of armored guys, so it's an Armadon, you get them to go through the gas vent. It's if you don't have like a heavy Night Lily presence, that's really clutch. But even for the Slimelings, if you have double damage in a gas vent, they get wrecked. They get absolutely wrecked. So it's a bit hard to block up all of this to have them go through this gas vent. So I find it hard for this to be the primary path, as well as this, because they're so on the edge. My favorite here has been this guy. if you can get them to all go through that, that's really huge. That could take different forms. That could take the form of them coming through this way. Something like that. They could also kind of shortcut. You could have them do this too. But what I like about them going around this way is this is a really nice spot here for like a thorny. But it's going to depend on the blight cleansings, right? But again, main emphasis here is it's so exposed. Check your blight cleansings and see what you can do. Okay. And this one's not bad. This is actually a pretty good one because it'll probably let me. Okay. So it revealed this, which is nice. Because I guess you can look at it this way, right? All of these. Like, look at the rocks, too, because it can be a matter of, like, just patching up some key spots here. So if you can block, like, this and this, or this and this, and then you block that. I already have that one, and block this. And block this. But, again, it depends on your blight cleansing. So I'm going to do my blight cleansings. What I generally default to is, like, if I can just block around. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But maybe things work out where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then you have all this. So I generally try to block right around the incubator, the harvester. Incubator, as if it's something inside it. I think it's called the harvester. All right, so now this is an interesting one. What I've generally done for this one, because it's kind of awkward, and I don't really want to put a lot of guys here. I put Honey Bear down here, and then I do that. And I got a Thorny. Yes, I love Thorny on this early run because he's a beast. And then I'm going to do a water. And I'll do a basic seed. If you don't get Thorny, you can go for Ice Thistle because he slows people down. That's really clutch. But Honey Bear down here, he really does a good job. He didn't leave too much for these guys and they can clean up. Alright. This one, I'd like to get him on the gas vent if I can. He might be stubborn. Right, so I gotta do a blight cleansing and see. Could do that. So when I went here, he wanted to go up there. I don't necessarily want to block this path though, because my general goal is to have, as I showed earlier, but just to paint it again, I think I generally want the flow of traffic to be going down this way. Right. So if I put a seed, I could put a seed there, cleanse blight, but I was hoping for something here or here to start building that path. I didn't really get that. And I have to be careful this next round. They're coming in this way. So I really want to emphasize like blocking up this while just having enough to survive this round. I would not mind doing another Thorny, but Dark Creeper would be good too. I mean, a Thorny here would be beautiful. I would love to get them on that vent, but I'm not going to force it. I think this is more than enough, honestly, for this round. I would like to get a Tema Herb. I got to put something here. I might as well do that. Get an extra energy next round. I have 4, so I could do a watering. Right? And I could get my Dark Creeper started. He's not really doing anything here, but I'm totally game to just get him watered, and that's totally fine to do. Assuming, I feel really confident about this setup. I don't think anyone's going to get through this. So it's okay just to have like some things on deck there. Like Dark Creeper, just get him leveled up on the side. If you feel confident enough about this. And 2 Thornies. A little close, right? But I got a level 2 and a level 3. Right, because it's a bit of the long game. I have 6 waves. I don't think I've gotten anyone gassed yet. But now let's see what the Cleanse Blight is. Still nothing. See, that's tough. You might get one here, but I didn't. But I might be okay. I have a Tema Herb that gave me an extra energy. That's huge. And I do want to block this path eventually. I don't want them coming up this way because I want everyone through that gas vent. This is also a pretty good one. But I know for this one, I need to block that at some point. Okay, so I can definitely block that. I don't need to spend the seeds now. But I need to see what the... Ooh, that is vicious. So they didn't give me they still didn't give me one here, which is making me a little nervous because... That's not bad. I still need to deal with the top. And so this might be a wonky one where for at least this round, I move my Thorny. I like temporarily move these guys. So I can move him over. Guess what? He gets leveled up. He gets leveled up because I put the water here. You always, whenever you're watering, put down water as much soil as you can. He'll be level 3. I might level him up. But what I'm really happy about is this will be level 3. He'll reach down here. And that'll be really powerful. Because bottom left's double splimes and blight roots. I'm all for watering over here. I'm all for more energy next round. Because I feel pretty good about this. I might incur some damage up here, frankly. But I'm not going for like 100%. I'm going for beating this. So sometimes you gotta like have maybe not so great a round or a wave for the long term, for the wave 5 and 6. Oh, he's doing good work. I might have put that a little early, but yeah, that wasn't a good timing. Oh, I'm getting punished for that choice. I got punished for that. There was a middle chunk there of the wave swelled in the middle, and I lost about 13 there, but I'm not really concerned. I'll be able to heal. I might do that. But man, priority here is like I want to get this. I want to start getting this patched up. That, maybe it will help me. Yes, okay. I was really hoping for that. I don't need to necessarily block that this round, but I kind of want, if I can. Ooh, okay. Before you, don't like cleanse another blight here because they might screw this up. I mean, I guess the most they could do is put a rock there, I think, but still, I want to do that. And then that. Look at that. Now it's happening. Now it's happening. Boom. Boom. Oh, crap. Well, actually, I wanted... that was maybe a little hasty. Because I did like them going through the gas vent. I was going to put Thorny there, but now it's like, well, crap. Yeah, I kind of regret that, but that's fine. I think it'll still be okay. I'll move him over here. Is he getting watered? Interesting. Wow, that's a really interesting path. I don't know if... I might be okay with that, too. Frankly. For this round, at least. Because I am getting gas vented, and they're going through double damage. I kind of like that, actually. It's actually worked out. But again, long term, I still want everyone to go to the right, but I don't have quite enough resources, energy, even with 9 energy per round, to do what I want there. I would be game for Ice Thistle and Blastwort to be... what do we got? Double Slime, Slimelings. You know what? There's an Armadon. There's Armadons. I wouldn't be opposed to Muscle Branch getting in the mix there. I was thinking Blastwort, which would be great too, but can I? And then the other question is, can I move this guy to help out more? No, I really need to block that path, it looks like. I can maybe go down here though. See that? So instead of being here, I can be here. So it's also a good thing to check, because it's not much, but it'll slow him down at the end. Because that part I'm a little concerned about. Because the level 5 is gonna crush, but he's not going to have a whole lot of time to. Yeah, so this map, I mean, this whole run, you're really beholden a lot to the cleansings and what they give you. But I think generally speaking, you can generally move towards your endgame strategy. All right, so right, so I might need to be here. We'll see what the blight cleansings give me. I can use this one to block this path and move myself up here, because this one doesn't give me a lot of confidence that it's going to cleanse this one. But this one definitely should block one of these two. High probability. All right. Boom. Boom. And then, ooh, I did this earlier. I blocked those two. What I'm thinking. What am I thinking? Because I could... Let's see what the blight cleansings are. That'll give me some more intel. See, I can't really block that, but I can block that with the bear. they're at least getting gassed. I could get them both through gas. I could do 1, 2, 3. They're gonna, well, they might then come under, but I could block that. That would cost me 4. Just to make that a little more clear what I'm thinking there. I could do 1, 2, 3. They're gonna come up. They probably will go this way, I'm guessing. So I might have to do 4. And the benefit of that is they're both streams are getting gassed, which is awesome. Tema Herb around the corner is not ideal, but I have 6 energy, right? So I've only spent 4. I can move him over or down here and then put a Thorny there. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't have enough for a watering, which kind of stinks. But I'm not overly concerned about that. Because and then I might need to move this guy, actually, because if I clog the paths, they're really not going to be getting double damage. So I feel pretty good about that decision. I really blocked this, but because the Blight Cleansings are not helping me here. But I would have... this one might work, though. It might cleanse that, but it's high risk. Because what it might actually do is put a rock here, or here, or here. And that wrecks my whole plan for the final wave. But you got to adapt sometimes. Like, it's okay to, like, have a plan and then go, you know what? Maybe that wasn't the best. Or maybe the Blight Cleansings are not helping me out there. This is beautiful. So now guess what? They're going through 2 gas vents. That's going to be really destructive. They're going through 1, and that's great. And what's cool is that the final wave, this is now built out. If I can get them to go through like these guys to go through a 3rd gas event, that's wild, right? That's so much damage. But I do need to stay here because otherwise they're going to do that, right? This is interesting too, but I really like this. And I need to kind of maneuver these guys. So what I need to think about here is, this is kind of cool. He's down here causing double damage. But I kind of care more about at the end. Getting the Thorny around the corner with the double damage. I'm going to move him down here. Because he's not bad. You know, I mean, he's doing 8 damage. It's better than a basic seed, right? So I'm going to do this. Move him over. I do have enough for a watering. I don't know how that worked out, but it did. That's great. So final wave, I'll have a level 5 Dark Creeper. I love it. Okay. Honeybear's completely out of the picture, but again, the gas events are kind of compensating for his... Well, he's actually down there beating him up. Great. That actually worked out. But the gas vents are going to be your friends. I'm going to harp on that because that's what gets me through Mega-Splime the whole run. And look at the armored guys. They're getting... Tema Herb, he's like flexing. He's like, look how strong I am. But really, it's a gas event doing so much damage to them. Look at that. Basic seed, he's leaving his mark. And then these guys are not armored, so the Thornies are gonna wreck them. It would be nice I haven't had a blast word on the map at all. But it's not as big of a deal when you have them going through gas events, because... Man, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, now can we block some of this? That's my goal. Oh, yes. Please. Thank you. So that frees Honey Bear up to be maybe here. And then you want to kind of get them to ideally all go through the gas vent. They're not really giving me that. Now, here's the other thing. I want to carve this out a bit more. I don't know if this will give me that. But it probably will, because if I put something here, they're probably going to stay in a direct line. We'll see. That... Thank you, Blight Cleansing. That worked out really well, right? They just put rocks there for me. That's beautiful. And then... Well, I accidentally clicked on that. But you know what? I think I can make it work. I think it's still great. I mean, I was trying... Yeah, I guess it does, because they are... No, that's actually good. I wanted, I guess, this. Instead of, like... What I'm saying is I wanted to go this way. Right? Instead of this, but that's fine. I just laughed because I accidentally clicked. But I want that. That's really beautiful. I wouldn't mind You know what? I wouldn't mind this guy coming over. The last thing they get is the extra range. And I have only 2 left. I do like him being watered, but he's kind of like in the middle. If you look at that, and I think it's more important for him to be stay level 4 and come over here for the thorny and for the gas vent, frankly. And then make sure you have enough energy, because I've done that certainly before. As you move someone, you're like, oh crap, I opened a hole, which is really bad. And it's tempting to get someone here to be leveled up. Like I'm eyeing him, but then you have to be careful, because then you open up that hole. So definitely think carefully before making those kinds of calls. But this is a really good run. This is the final wave. This is a weird setup, frankly. But I'm not worried at all about bottom right. I guess it's mostly top right. Well, yeah, it's gonna be congested. But you got a level 5 thorny, and on double damage after a gas vent, like most enemies are gonna die right here. Thorny's gonna kind of clean up, and I have another level 5. If I had another wave, I probably would have moved level 5 down here so that he has 3 tiles instead of just 2. But there's a point of like good enough. I mean, this was like a 10 wave thing. Yeah, maybe it would be cool to see those if like there were like 10 waves in future maps, where you can really keep bolstering your setup. And so maybe I'm overbuilding and over constructing, but it's just kind of my strategy. I kind of want like the ideal path so they can throw whatever at me. But mini gas events, like how much it's doing. All right. Next one's going to be, so I can heal. I'm not opposed to that at all. I think I could maybe, I do like having sapweed, especially for the final level. This is also a nice little map of like, what do you currently have? So I'm gonna take a screenshot of that, because it currently doesn't show you that when you're picking new ones. So I think I could part with Night Lily, because I'm gonna emphasize gas vents on the next one. So I think I'm okay with losing Night Lily. She's a nice to have. Okay, I guess select up to 2. I would not mind another Dark Creeper. I would not mind. Ice Thistles are awesome. I really do like them, especially to slow down Mega-Splime. So I'm going to go with that. I should have 2 more levels. Yes, 4 levels on this, huh? Okay, this one is, I think, maybe the easiest of all of them, because you have this wall here, and it's so good. So good. That is clutch. And generally what I've done is kind of what this first one's showing you, but I generally have everyone kind of come through. This is my area of activity, and things will kind of funnel through this way. That's the general flow that I've had in this map. And so same thing, check your blight cleansings. If you get one like up here, that's really nice. Here is not bad. I'm not opposed to that. But am I going to spend on that? Look at your plants, because they're like really setting me up to just have energy stockpile, which is fine. But yeah, and this first one's not hard. It's not a lot of like heavy hitters. So I'm going to try to emphasize with my honey bear, getting them on ice a little bit, and I'll be a little closer. I'll definitely do at least 1 Tema herb. I don't really care too much about watering these guys, frankly. I'll do a sapweed, sure. And I'll do another Tema. Like, I'll just stockpile energy. If that's all they're giving me this round, I'm okay with that. I could throw down another seed, but I'm not really concerned. These are just blight devils and blight bugs. And the blight devils can be sneaky, but they're going to be pretty darn slow, because they're going through 2 ice patches, and honey bear's honey. Is it just called honey? Sticky paws. All right. Check the blight cleansing. I want to block this up, but I can't yet. This one's not a bad one to block up. But keep in mind too, you can block here. So that's a gimme, right? I can block here. So the ice is like, keep that in mind. You can always put the basic seeds there to block. Really interesting though. And I got 2 Dark Creepers. I wouldn't mind starting to get Dark Creepers on the map. A good place for them is on the ice itself, because they don't attack. So the area effect is not, as far as I know, it's not diminished by the fact that they're on the ice. It's just that they're slow and they don't do anything actively anyway. So I wouldn't mind having Dark Creeper. I definitely want them watered. I might cleanse Blight though. Like here would be kind of a nice spot. I'm gonna have a lot of energy. I got 2 Tema herbs in the first round. It's gonna be quite interesting. I wouldn't mind Muscle Branch out here. I wouldn't mind a Blastwort coming somewhere out here. I haven't quite decided on the exact path yet, but I think something like this is what I'm going to be going for. If I can get Ice Thistles here, that'd be really cool. But I'm getting some interesting options for my plants. Like Thorny hasn't come out yet. Ice Thistle hasn't come out yet. It's really interesting. That's pretty cool. I like that. I think Blastwort, that'd be a great spot for him. He's not slowed down and he can still play. Alright. But yeah, this is generally the flow that I always go with, is like from right to left, like just heading west. Has worked out really well. If you can get them to go on ice, or at least be hit by Ice Thistles, or both, awesome. Okay, this is an easy thing to block. And try to creep up on as much as possible. So you might want to do this, just so the basic Seeds are at least doing a little extra damage. But right now, that looks pretty cool. But I kind of want them to actually be getting hit by Muscle Branch. So let me think here for a second. I might do... I'll do this. I like that. Thornies are now available, right? So that's big. I'm going to move... He's in a cool spot. I got to cleanse some Blight, I think. Still really nothing here. So that could be interesting. I might take this one, but this one's really tempting too, because it'll let me to start putting down some other guys. I think that'll work well for Thorny. I want to get him on the map. What's this gonna do? That's kind of cool too. But really, that's really only going to benefit the bottom. I think a watering would be nice. I can get Blastwort and Thorny watered there. He's still watered. He's still watered. I don't care about Tema herbs being watered. No offense, guys. I think this will kind of start to be my path. Though I think I might end up blocking and have them go down this way. But I'll worry about that in a future round. I'll do this because I think... Well, no, I want Thorny to have some action there. So I'll do this. And that'll probably be Ice Thistle in a future round. But again, I found this to be the easiest map. It's I don't know if I've ever gotten hurt on this. Not saying that to boast, but I tend to get hurt on the other maps. This one, I haven't really yet that I can recall. But a key part of that is blocking up here somewhere or here. This is kind of an interesting spot. We'll see what they give me here. That's pretty good. So I might have to do something like... I want to block that. Something like that. That's really interesting. Wow. I don't think I've ever had them go down that way. Very interesting. You can also scoot down in that case. Something like that. That's really interesting. That actually could work quite well. I've never done it this way. But hey, it kind of lets muscle. That's really neat. I like this. I'll do that, you know that? And then I'll do that. Very interesting. And then Ice Thistle. You can have some fun. Are that still watered? I can't tell sometimes because the purple. I think they're done being watered. They are. I think they're not. I think I need to refresh them. Yeah, okay. I think that was the case. Yeah, this is looking really good. I wouldn't mind a thorny here and a blastwort kind of more behind the scenes, but I don't have enough to do that. So I'm pretty happy with this. I might put down an ice thistle just for funds. Yeah, that's pretty good. So sometimes it's like, you know, you might have a strategy, but it's like, well, the blight cleansing has allowed this, and therefore I'm going to change. And you can kind of just move stuff around and see how the pathing changes. And I've gotten a lot of ideas just from that. And it's changed my strategy. So I think adaptability, I think having like a vision in mind is good, but also being flexible to new possibilities. But yeah, this is going to be very hard for them to get through. Now these guys have to wrap all the way around. See that? So this is going to be a hard thing. Now I could probably do what I was thinking was this, move him up, get him down here. So I have a level 4 that they're wrapping around. I could do this to get that extra, see that extra little bit on Thorny. That's really nice. And I'm like, I just have so much energy to spend, so it's like I don't feel pinched by that. I'm gonna do watering here, and I can do a Thorny up here. And there's still more energy. It's just so weird. All I have left is my Dark Creeper. I suppose that he will be 1, 2. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be a level 5, so he's gonna be real spread. I was thinking of putting one there, but I think it's better spent here. And yeah, I mean, I don't want to pull away from those two, so something like that. But again, I feel super confident about this setup. Yeah, this is probably one of the most unique ones. I've done this one several times. And the blight cleansing, that's kind of cool because you're taking advantage of them going through ice down here. And like that is so brutal. Like no one's gonna, even if they get there, how are they gonna get through that with a blastwort, sapweed, thorny? It's crazy. Oh, it's another wave. Look at that. Okay. I mean, I feel so good about this setup. Should I just hit play? Just to see? Because what else am I going to do? Just put basic seeds everywhere? I'm just going to hit play. Just for fun. Let's do it. Why not? Because it's like, this is my favorite. How are they going to get by that? He's getting a little bit of action, but it's such a nasty setup for them. I mean, imagine the level of slowdown here. I mean, they're getting iced, and then sapweed slowing them down 50%, and the honey paws are slowing them down. So it's like it stacks. Those are 3 different types of slowing, so they stack, and look how slow they're going. Because you can see the turtle, which is the honey paws, and then you can see the ice. I don't know if the sapweed stacks on the honey paws. I don't know if it's just based on the icon or if it's based on the effect. I'm not clear on that. But, I mean, look how much it slowed them down. Alright, so we're going in the home stretch here. So I can remove one. I didn't get hurt, so I'll skip that. I can select up to 2 more. So this gets interesting because I had, I might do another muscle branch. There are some heavy hitters. I don't have a Night Lily at this point. But I also do really value slowing down. When Mega-Splime comes out in the last wave, when you slow him down, he's like really slow. And that's powerful. I already have 2 Dark Creepers, if I recall. Yep. I have 2 Thornies. So I'm kind of game. Night Lily, I'll show you in the next map. I emphasize going through a gas vent, so I don't need Night Lily so much. I'd actually do this. I'm gonna do sapweed into muscle branch. So this is like an interesting map because you have a ton of ice here. I frankly ignore that because look at your guy here. He is full exposed, right? So blight cleansings are gonna massively inform what happens. But what you can do is my general plan on this is have the flow where they go through a gas vent. These are kind of out in the open. They have a full, they both have like a full honeycomb around each one, right? See if I can do this, right? They both have a full like honeycomb around it. So they're both viable is what I'm saying. So cleanse blight, see what generally opens up, which one generally opens up. If you can go through both, that'd be epic, but I think I've generally only had them go through once. And then the inflow, the main gate is here. Oh, the main gate is this, right? They're gonna come through this way, which means my plan is block this. So look at cleanse blight, very nice. So you get one here. It's gonna you're gonna have something different, but the goal is like cleanse this early, or as early as you can. Very cool. So I had a rock here, and I have 3 open. So I only have 2 more that I need to worry about. That's a factor in here, okay? Because the next round, they're going to come through that way. It's not a hard wave, but it's good to know, right? So this is nice. I can not have to cleanse here and have them go through that. Don't want that. This is a little tricky because... So what do we have? We have Blight Bugs, Slimelings, and Armadon. I eventually want to block these anyway, so that's nice. I'm going to go for that. I'll go for Thorny. He's not doing too much. I might even, frankly, though, do this. Just to maximize. Even though the gas vent would be nice. I'm a little torn. We'll see. I'm going to get a little more damage up here. Yeah. It's a tough call. It's a tough call because that is so little. So I'm really leaning on Honeybear, but the gas vent is so powerful. So that's 16 damage, which will clear out. It'll really soften things up for these two. The Armadon is going to be a little fierce. So I say let's go with this. Okay. It's really, I figured he does 24 damage. They're going to be really softened up if not dead. Oh, beautiful. Okay, that's wonderful. Yeah, Honeybear could have taken that by himself. This gets interesting. I've had runs where it was so hard for me to block this, and I ended up like bringing Ice Thistle out here, and then bring Honeybear out there. So if that happens to you, you can certainly do something like that, and then have Ice Thistle help you, and that does a pretty good job. But what I do want to try to go for is a cleansing here. That might work. So I got to think about my backup strategy is Ice Thistle helping me. So that would only cost me 2. Right? So I can afford to do this. Because again, I want to block that to make sure nothing wonky happens there. Personally, I mean, you might be okay with that. I'm hoping this blocks this or opens up this. Okay, it didn't, right? So got to live with that. So my other plan was, yeah, this will work out well. So I can do that. I can do Ice Thistle. I can do that and do a Thorny. And if I can do a Tema Herb, perfect. Love it. Okay, that'll work out well. There's kind of like a little mission, so to speak. It's like these guys aren't going to be here forever, but they're here. Ooh, look at that guy. Look how slow he's going. Glacial. But yeah, I'm feeling good about this. Nice. Thorny wasn't even necessary. Okay, can I block this? Ooh, I really want to, because I want to start sending them this way, but gotta be careful because there's 3 here for the first time, and that's a huge. It was 1-1, and now it's 3. And this is a kind of a crucial round to make sure you're not messing up. I could go. Let's see what this does. So it's always good to see like kind of what happens. So they definitely want to go through here, right? I want them to eventually go through the gas fence. I'm going to cleanse blight, I think. Nice. See that? See what happens here. So that's pretty interesting. What stinks is they're not going through the gas vents, right? I could do that with here, and I could do 1, 2, 3. But then I'm only down to 2, and I got to do a watering probably. So I might bleed out here a bit, but those... these 2 are going to get wrecked by the gas. I think that's worth it to me. To just take this. And it's a small thing. But what I actually instead I was saying, these are little things, but again I think they add up. If you did this, 1, 2, fine, you know, and that might be good because you get some action there. At least for this round, that might be extra important. But you could also do 1, 2. And what that does is it actually lets them fight down here. But I think for this round, I'm going to want to do 1, 2. Because I think they're going to need some help on this right-hand side. That's going to be the most vulnerable spot for me. So I'll do that. Oh, no. That is interesting. I did not anticipate that. And it's hard for me to block it. Ooh. Okay, game. That's interesting. That's going to be tricky. So yeah, I might get beat up this round. And I made that the only path. Fine. The other option is that they're all kind of... Ooh. With that one's interesting because it's actually causing him to go down here. Ice Thistle's getting a little bit of action. But I've now set myself up to have... Ooh, this is tricky. And if I move these, he might change his mind. That I really like. The bottom right and the bottom left are not good. So yeah, it might be a situation where I get a bit battered up this round. But I'm only in wave 3, right? If I kind of take a hit this wave, and then I'm set up for 4, 5, 6, and 7, I'm okay with that. I don't think there's going to be so much bleed here that I die. What I think could be cool is, let me see. Yeah, that Thorny doing that 1 is really kind of stinky, but I think I'm going to do this. I would love to have them come and hit here, but these guys are going to have a real... They're just slimelings too, like that's something important to bear in mind. So, man, I really would like to have them get battered up by Thornies, but yeah, they're gonna be... I'm gonna get hurt pretty bad this round, I can already tell you. Oh, that's kind of nice though. See that little move there? They're still going through and doing that, and I'm helping out a bit more. Let me see if I can do this. You know what? That might be better because they're going to be slowed down. And the honey paws, they're slow while moving through it, and that might be the better thing to do, frankly. 'Cause that's going to cause less bleed in the bottom and the right. I'm trying to see what other little thing I can do. I might just do a Tema herb. Because frankly, I can't really do much else that I can see. Yeah. Honeyberry is going to struggle. He's also going to be helping out swiping, but he's, a slow attacker. It's 1 attack per 2 seconds. I might get Honey Shield ready here. Oh, I'll let those go through. That might have been it. Wow. Okay, I could have actually gone flawless there, but I was just spitting a bit more, but... Okay, that wasn't bad at all. That wasn't a lot of slimelings. Okay, this is beautiful. This is 2, because I can block. But let's see what this one does. Ooh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Now what I might do... I definitely want that there. I want these guys to either get hit by... That's not bad. Best case scenario is they actually all wrap around. Like, the goal for this map is get everyone through the same gas vent, and then just make that path really, really vicious. So I'm gonna probably do this. Okay, I mean I'll certainly take that. And then at least that frees up Honey Bear to do something like this. I want to start getting that Thorny leveled up. All level 1s, which is not good. I've been spending so much on pathing. But I think I can really start to water consistently now because I have 2 Tema herbs on the map. And let's be mindful where I do this. Yeah, here's the best spot. And sometimes you want to move around to see how Honey Bear reacts or affects things. I still like this. It's giving Thorny full amounts of exposure there. Okay, this is pretty good. I could have. I should have moved. That was a miss on my part. I should have moved this poor guy way over. That would have been a real good one. So I should have moved any of those guys. That was a miss on my part. Look at that. Now it's hurting me. Ugh, bad. That cost me. I could have had another Thorny there. That would have made a huge difference. But at the same time, if I moved him, that would have opened up this path. But I definitely could have at least moved this guy. That was an oversight. Okay, I don't need to block this round, but I'm going to see if there's a Blight Cleansing there. There is, right? So I'm going to take that. I won't block it. I won't spend another Sieves. I don't care about that this time around. I think what will be good is to get either this blocked, or at least I can get... If I can block this, that would be huge. Just so that they're having to come around this way. And I have this available so that they would get hit by the gas vent. I definitely want to get Thorny up here to help out. I can block with Honey Bear. I could do this. That's really nice. Because look at what the top right is. Armored enemies from top right. So if you don't get them through gas, you're going to be punished, generally. Unless you have a really good setup. So that's big. And, hey, why not do a Muscle Branch up here? Because he'll start loosening them up, too. I definitely don't have double damage, though. Which is a big miss. So if I can do... here. Just be mindful of your energy. You don't want to get yourself in a situation where you're out. But I have enough. I'll do here. I'm not planning to really plant down here, so I'm going to do here just so I get this guy watered again, refreshed. Make sure I'm not missing anything obvious that I can do for this guy. He's hanging out there. I'm not opposed to that because he's actually helping out. He's doing some damage, you know. I feel pretty good about this. I feel really good because this, if you get them through gas vents up here on this wave, it's a massive difference. Like, most of them won't survive past, like, where Thorny starts hitting them. Very good. Wow, he put up a fight. These guys are beastly. But Honey Bear's there to help out as well. They're a little softened up. Not too much, but this is going to be big. This is huge because I want to have a level 5 Thorny when all is said and done. Even though I was late to leveling. You're going to want that. Wave 6 is pretty intense. Wave 7 is its own kind of animal. So now this is happening. I don't like that because it's really a free... They're getting like no resistance. So block that up. Right? I wouldn't mind beasting this up a little bit more. Or down here. That's really interesting. Yeah, I could just put a bunch of stuff here. Especially when I have these watered already. I'm all for getting some guys on there. Things that slow down would be awesome. Ice Thistle. Not a lot of exposure, but that can be okay because if he's just hitting like one guy each time, his attack is really a good. It complements it well because that first hit on a single enemy, he's freezing them. So I really like that. And then I could do this guy to slow him down. So the Thornies, while they're... This one's in a good spot. This one's in an okay spot. These guys are slowing down. Plus the Honey Bear, they're going to be so slow here on double damage. I wouldn't mind getting him more beefed up. I wouldn't mind watering these guys So let me see what the cleansing options are. Not great. I don't want to screw around with that too much because if a rock shows up, that's going to be, well, it won't be the worst thing. What they would end up doing is going all the way around. I would have to open it up. Ooh, that could be risky. Oh no. I actually don't need these guys anymore, by the way, because I blocked this up completely here. So I would move this guy and then they would go all the way around. So I don't think, well, no, a rock could show up here because I'm using Honey Bear to block this path. I was kind of hoping for something here, but at a minimum, what I'm going to do is water these guys. I wouldn't mind Blastwort being somewhere else. He's in a pretty good spot, though. I would like these guys to not be avoiding Blastwort. It would have been nice to, let's see. Maybe I can't do it this round, but next round, well, actually, it doesn't really matter next round because it's just one hole. It could be, but there's only one source point in the next round. But if I had one more energy, I'd put that here because it would cause them to go down and then cut across. But I feel good about this. Let's get it going. There's so many in this round, so getting them all to go through a gas fan is like a game changer for me. So loud. Ideally, you have a level 5 Thorny at this stage, but again, it was more important for me to get the route ironed up. That would be nasty if you don't have gas vent. The gas vent on double damage. So clutch. And look at that, they're even still bleeding through a bit. That's really nice. So this is going to be Mega-Splime. He has a bit of a hike to do. What I found helpful is slowing him down as much as possible. Especially when you're laying on a ton of damage. I found Blastwort just pummeling is really effective too. So let me think about this a bit. I have 9 energy to make this as terrible as possible for Mega-Splime. So he goes really slow on the ice, like really slow. So I could probably set him up to have to go onto the ice for a while without sacrificing like what I have here, because this is kind of like my fallback. And the key part of everyone going through the gas fan is, if you haven't seen it yet, Mega-Splime's reaction to dying. You want a gas fan on double damage. All right, so... But you can really soften up Mega-Splime early. So let me see what this does. Well... Yeah, I want him going on ice. So what I might do is temporarily move him over. He wants to go the other way. What will this do? Wow, yeah, he's pretty set on going that way. I want him to get on ice, but I don't want to like force something. Okay, this could work. Like this. I'm really extending out, but I want Blastwort to just be kind of like pummeling him. So I'm going to do this. And make sure I have enough for my energy. Right, I need to patch the holes I make. And then Dark Reaper. Where should I put him though? Because that's not going to last super long. It lasts for... I think his only lasts like 2 seconds, but I think this will be the best spot for him. Right, so I could also do Honey Bear over there, but I kind of want to make sure I have a slowdown. It's only one junction point, honestly. I might just do that. Yeah, that's really nice because it's 3 now. Yeah, that's beautiful. Let's do that. So I'm curious to see how much we can soften him up. I mean, he's not doing a whole ton of damage. I've had a pretty high level Ice Thistle just racking on this guy, and it's been pretty fun to watch. But he has 5 armor, so it's probably gonna be 1 damage. But when he's going so slow with Ice Thistle hitting him, it's hilarious. Like, look at that. So they can actually get, like, I think 100 damage down. Plus, once he goes into the double damage zone, it's like, all right. It's pretty hilarious. Like, this guy's doing work. It's only like 2 damage, but I mean, he's crawling. Yeah, it's interesting because he's got the ice and he's got the turtle, which means the Ice Thistle's slowing him down. So I think it gets... It says, after breaking ice, frozen enemies are then slowed for 4 seconds. They can only be frozen once, but I think that he remains slowed for 4 seconds. I could be wrong. No, I think the ice did finally wear off, but he's still going so slow on ice. Like, I think that's why they kind of put the ice here is... Look at this. He's halfway dead. He's still... The other guys are like, come on, save some for me. But that is insane, right? It's little... And I got 9 damage. I think he'll escape, but he'll be so beat up. The honey bear is like just licking his chops. He's gonna like one-shot him. Probably 2 hits. Maybe Muscle Branch will finish him. We'll see. I think Honey Bear's got it. He's gonna do 2 swipes. Boom. Ooh, maybe 3. There we go. All right, ready for this? This is where it's so nice to have a gas vent. Ooh, do you see that? They came through this way. I'll screenshot that, but so I can talk about it a bit. But I didn't think about that. I moved Honey Bear, and that actually, they land everywhere on the map. And so they actually were trying to come through here real fast, which could have hurt me, but I mean, these guys are holding down the fort. So hopefully that's helpful to see Mega-Splime, because he's really slow on ice. And just with a level 4 Blast Wart, it nearly killed him. Because I've seen if you don't slow him down, he moves decently fast. And he's a 500 health guy, so it can be bad. But that's the run through. I just did a level 0. I don't know if there was an issue where, so I'm 225 over 150. Says you level up to level 1. I think it actually gets you up to like level 3 or something. So I just want to quickly check that, because I haven't done this since the last release. But I want to see where that guy ended up. What happened is you had to level him up again to let me just do level 1, because that's what I don't have a lot of level. Yeah, so he's still level 1. And so he's like 225 over, let me see. $225 over 150. So, but if you level him up again, it'll be set up right eventually. It's not like you're losing experience. Okay, but that was Mega-Splime. It was a bit longer of a walkthrough, but hopefully you can get some insight from my approach to these levels. I'm sure there's various approaches to these levels, but I've generally been able to consistently beat it doing those strategies. I haven't really had issues. Sometimes the Blight Cleansings, though, they just don't work out in your favor and you have a really bad wave, but I'd say don't be discouraged by that. Just try to patch up, and after each level, you can heal. I found it helpful to, if you have Night Lily, get rid of Night Lily, because you have the gas fence, and that really compensates for Night Lily in a strong way. Beyond that, you could probably get away with no sapweeds. But I think generally you're going to want Thornies, Dark Creepers. Tem Herbs are really nice for the extra energy. Ice Thistles are really, really powerful, especially because there's a lot of ice on the levels. So I like Ice Thistle a lot. But hopefully that helps you out. So enjoy, good luck, have fun, and I'll see you in the next video.